Yo everyone, what is going on? Welcome to the video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you 3 more of my ridiculously tasty, low in calorie, high in protein meals, and I am absolutely buzzing to show you the one that is coming at the end of the video. I think a lot of people will love it. And I've actually decided to start a mini cut this week as well. So I'm going to be talking about what my plan is in terms of calories, in terms of macros, in terms of cardio, and how you can set up your own mini cut to be as successful as possible. So a good video in store. But before we get into all of that, let's make some breakfast. Okay, so I am going to be making a big ass fry. And I'm gonna kick things off by adding 2 of these turkey sausages to a pan. You get them in Tesco. I'm pretty sure Super Value do them as well. And per sausage, there is only 43 calories and 7.5 grams of protein. Next, I'm gonna chop up 150 grams of chestnut mushrooms. They be normal mushrooms every day of the week, and I'm gonna add them to the pan as well. Then I'm going to introduce some eggs into the mix. So I'm gonna crack 1 egg into a mixing jug, add 100 ml of liquid egg whites, and add the mix to a separate pan. Okay, so I have chopped a salad tomato into 3 separate chunks, and I'm gonna come back over to this pan and add the chunks to it. And the eggs are looking pretty lonely over here, I have to say, so I'm gonna add 2 smoked bacon medallions to this pan. And in 2 of these medallions combined, there is 77 calories and over 14 grams of protein. And the fry is just not complete without beans, in my opinion. So I'm gonna add 200 grams of these bachelor's beans to a bowl and heat them up in the microwave for a minute or so. Alright, so the fact that this meal has like 60 grams of protein is just very cool, in my opinion. And I was going to add ketchup or something like that, but I think the sauce from the beans will be enough. Really good. And my favorite thing about a fry is you literally just mix everything together. Like, it doesn't matter what is on your plate, it doesn't matter how disgusting it looks on your fork. If it is in a fry, it's getting mixed together. Oh, and a slice of 60 calorie bread wouldn't go amiss here. So, but if I was adding that in and trying to keep the calories down, I'd probably substitute it for a sausage or something like that, because it would basically balance out in terms of calories, give or take like 17 calories or something like that. And the meal would obviously still have a lot of protein. Got a delivery from Body First Nutrition yesterday and picked up some of the new flavors of 3D. So the pink one is cotton candy, the one in the middle is Liberty Pop, and the silvery one is strawberry lemonade. And for those of you who live in the US, these have probably, maybe, been on your shelves for a while. Comment below actually and let me know if you drink 3D. But yeah, they are pretty new to the scene over here, so very exciting altogether. I'm genuinely the worst person in the world at describing a flavor of a drink. I just can't do it. I don't know why. But yeah, this is pretty good, I have to say. It's definitely up there with Monster, like, no doubt. And per can, there is 199 milligrams of caffeine, pretty much. So yeah, my aim to keep caffeine low is going really, really well, as you can see. But yeah, let's talk about mini cuts. And a mini cut is basically a short dieting or fat loss phase where you reduce your calories for like 4 to 6 weeks approximately. So yeah, I've been booking for about 12 months now. I started after my show where I weighed 70 kg and now I weigh 80 kg. So I've gained 10 kg in the space of that time, which I'm pretty happy with. Like, I've gained at a slow and steady rate. I've managed to maintain a decent amount of leanness as well, so I'm currently in a strong position, but I do feel now is a good time for me to strip back a few kg just so I feel good moving into the Christmas period, and then I won't really have to worry about cutting down until well into next year. I don't even know when that will be, to be honest. It will just depend on my plans. But yeah, let's talk calories. And on a standard cut, I usually recommend a modest calorie deficit of about 15 to 20% below your maintenance calories. But seeing as a mini cut is for a shorter duration of time, I think it is okay to be more aggressive on a mini cut with your calorie deficit, and if you can handle it, I recommend a deficit of anywhere between 15 and 30% below your maintenance. So I've been bulking on about 3,000 calories per day. My calorie maintenance is about 2,700 to 2,800 calories per day, and this week I have cut my calories to 2,200 calories per day. So that is a 20% calorie deficit, and if I was able to handle a bigger deficit, then I probably would go lower in terms of my calories, but you know, my appetite is just so big, so I think 2,200 calories is kind of like the lowest I can go without absolutely hating my life, pretty much. And then in terms of macros, I'm getting about 200 grams of protein per day because one, it's obviously going to help me retain muscle during my mini cut, but two, protein is the most filling macronutrient, so I'm just always a big fan of a high protein diet anyway. And then in terms of carbs and fats, I don't massively focus on these. I usually let my personal preferences decide where they fall for the day, but I do always like to ensure that I am getting at least 0.6 grams of fat per kg of my body weight per day, and for me that is about 48 grams of fat each day or more. And yeah, before I talk about cardio, I need to get some work done, and I am going to show you my next meal as well. Okay, so I'm going to be making some fully loaded nachos, which I am absolutely buzzing about. Any Mexican food in the world, I am there. But yeah, I actually haven't made this dish yet, but I think it is gonna be very tasty. So let's do it. So I'm gonna start by adding 200 grams of these fresh skinny chips to a baking tray. These are pretty much just white potatoes chopped up because I'm too lazy to do it myself. Then I'm going to let them cook away in the oven for 30 minutes, and at the 15-minute mark, I am going to take them out, coat them with some smoked paprika, and then put them back in for another 15 minutes. And as you may have noticed, we got a new oven, so it's not making that really annoying noise that has been in my last few videos. And while they are cooking away, I am going to get to work on my other ingredients. So I'm going to chop up half a red pepper and half an onion into little pieces. And when there is about 10 minutes left on the chips, we can start adding things to the pan. So I'm going to start by adding 150 grams of 5% fat beef mince. That is followed by our sliced peppers and onions. I'm gonna add 30 grams of green and red jalapenos, some sea salt, smoked paprika, and just a small bit of cumin. Then I'm gonna add 100 grams of this onion and garlic pasta sauce that you get from Tesco. Only 45 calories per 100 grams, which is pretty good. And now that everything is pretty much done, I'm gonna add 20 grams of this 33% less fat mozzarella to the top, and I'm gonna cover it with the lid just to give the cheese a chance to melt. Okay, so I had a vision in my head of how this would turn out, and it pretty much turned out just like I thought it would, which is always nice. And I know there's no actual nachos, but you know, chips, nachos, there's similarities there, I think. Yes. Really good, really spicy, and I actually have a nice little idea of something that might cool it down a bit. Boom. So I'm thinking 30 grams of this Philadelphia Lightus, which is pretty much just low-fat soft cheese, and in 30 grams there is only 29 calories. This is a bold move. Flop it in the middle. This is how we are looking. 100% a worthy addition. Like, everything is so spicy, then you get hit with the cool cheese. It's really good. Alright, so let's talk cardio. And to be honest, I don't have a huge amount of time on my hands to add in a lot of extra cardio sessions each week because at the moment I am getting in 5 weight sessions on a weekly basis, and that is a struggle sometimes. So adding in a lot of extra cardio just isn't sustainable for me, but something that I have been doing is making a conscious effort to get more steps in on a daily basis, because on my bulk I was probably averaging about 50k steps per week-ish, and this is obviously quite low because, you know, online personal training is pretty much a desk job, but you know, when you were bulking it's not really a big issue, but now I am making the conscious effort to get about 10k steps per day or 70k steps per week. So yeah, that little boost to my daily activity levels is just going to result in a slight increase in my calorie maintenance, and as a result I'll be able to maintain a decent sized deficit throughout my mini cut. good. But if you have the time, then by all means add in some extra cardio, especially if your daily activity levels are quite low like mine, and I recommend anywhere between 1 to 3 cardio sessions per week on top of your weight sessions, and that can be cardio of your choice. So go with what you enjoy. It could be some HIIT sessions, it could be some list sessions, it could be a combination of both, whatever. So yeah, that is my plan of action and what I recommend in terms of a mini cut. And remember that the goal of a mini cut isn't to get absolutely shredded. You're just cleaning up a little bit, losing a little bit of body fat, and then going straight back into your surplus and powering on with your bulk. Okay, so it is time for my final high protein meal of the day, and honestly, this one is an absolute belter. It's quick, it's easy, and it's a good one if, you know, you have some calories remaining, but you still have to hit your protein goal, but you are craving something sweet and dessert-like as well. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the sauce of this meal because I want it to be ready to go, and I'm gonna add 15 grams of chocolate brownie whey protein to a bowl, 10 grams of powdered peanut butter that you get from my protein. Add some water and mix as you go until it forms a sludge-like consistency. Okay, so this type of consistency is perfect, nice and gooey. Then I'm going to get a decent sized mug, add 20 grams of smooth porridge to it, and it has to be smooth. So Tesco do a smooth version, there's a Ready Brek, you'll pretty much get smooth porridge anywhere. I'm gonna add 10 grams of chocolate brownie whey protein, 1 whole egg, 30 grams of a 0% yogurt of your choice. I'm going with this vanilla one from Glenesk. Then I'm gonna add in like 2 or 3 grams of baking powder so the mixture rises. And then I am going to mix it all together. Okay, we are looking good so far, I hope. And now I'm gonna put it in the microwave until the mixture begins to rise, and it usually takes about 1 minute or so. All right, let's turn this baby upside down into the bowl. Let's hope it's not a big flop. Okay, thank God, we are looking good. And now to add some flavor, let's add our chocolate brownie and peanut butter sauce. And just because I am feeling very cheeky, I'm gonna add 5 grams of marshmallows to the top. And then I'm going to lash it in the microwave for like 10-15 seconds just to let everything get nice and warm and melt. You know the deal. Okay, so it looks good, but does it taste good? That is the question. Tastes unreal. Just tastes unreal. I was a little bit afraid that it was gonna be dry or bland or something like that, but it is definitely neither of those things. So the sauce is an absolute game changer. You definitely need that in there. And I also think those, you know, 2 teaspoons of sweetener go a long, long way, because even without the sauce, it would still be pretty nice. All right, everyone, I am going to wrap the video up there. I hope you enjoyed the recipes. I hope you found my talk about mini cuts useful. And if you did, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you comment below if you did enjoy it. Over the last week, I actually surpassed 15,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. And I'm thinking the 20,000 subscriber before the end of the year goal is looking more and more likely, but it's gonna be tight. I really don't know, but it will be so cool because I started the year with like 2K subscribers, and to end the year with 20K, that's mad. But yeah, if you're watching this and you are not subscribed already, and you know, you think I'm alright, I'm bearable, then press that button. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support this year so far, and I will see you next week.